What the hell? What's going on? What the hell?
Hello, Codo Man.
You like to watch movies on Halloween? Like some scary movies? Well, well, kind of, yeah. You like to watch slasher movies too? Well, I haven't seen that many slasher films. I mean, maybe some scary movies have some slasher moments like Psycho and maybe The Shining. No, have you seen A Nightmare on Elm Street? Nightmare on Elm Street? I have, yes. I mean, please don't kill me, whoever you are.
I am Codo Kruger, and I'm here for you to review A Nightmare on Elm Street. How would you like to review it, boy?
Oh my goodness. Oh goodness. Nightmare on Elm Street? I hear it's a pretty good film.
Well, I heard that this next film I'm going to talk about is actually pretty good. Good evening, and welcome to another spooky episode of Codo Cinema, the podcast show where I talk about movies in a nightmare. Right now, I bid you welcome as your host, the man, the myth, the legend, the horror, Mark Codo, aka Codo Man.
What? Who are you talking to?
Well, I'm talking to the audience, Codo Kruger.
Whoa, whoa, hold on, man. I'm taking you over this show now. Hello, fellow Codo Cinema viewers and listeners. This is Codo Kruger. Yeah, that is right, folks. I am inside Codo Man's nightmare. I'm pretty sure he's speaking in a somewhat of a Hitchcockian voice, I should say.
Yes, that is true, Codo Kruger.
Okay, can you go back to your normal voice?
All right, Codo Kruger. I mean, whatever you say. All right. So anyway, Codo Kruger and we're going to talk about what is arguably one of the greatest slasher films of all time, A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Codo Man.
This is going to be a scary one because I'm in a nightmare right now. But anyway, so just to give a brief rundown, A Nightmare on Elm Street is a 1984 American supernatural slasher film written and directed by, you guessed it, Wes Craven.
Oh, hell yeah, Wes Craven's the man, bro.
Wes Craven produced and directed. Well, actually, no. Wes Craven written the film while being produced by Robert Shea, and it stars Heather Langenkamp, John Saxon, Ronnie Blakely, Robert Englund as Freddy Krueger, and of course the film debut of Johnny Depp. So anyway, technically on my part, I haven't really watched that many slasher films, to say the least. I mean, of course, yeah, you got Friday the 13th, and of course, Halloween with Michael Myers. I mean, I don't know if The Shining counts. I mean, yeah, Jack Nicholson's character, Jack Torrance, was on a killing spree with an axe. I mean, I don't know if that counts. Does that count, Codo Kruger?
I'm a little bit up to debate on that. You better get to your review of your film, or else your nightmare's about to end.
Okay. Okay. Well, anyway, what do I think about this film? Well, I actually liked it. I really do. I really like this film. I mean, I know I'm sounding like I didn't enjoy it, but I actually did like it. I really like it.
Are you sure about that?
Of course I'm sure. I mean, look, listen. I really like the 80s aspects of the film. I mean, sure, it came out in 1984, but it really does bring in a good sense of 80s vibe, and of course, some scary horror style.
Oh, really?
You better believe it. Well, anyway, I really do like how the film really opens, and it kind of foreshadows the idea of how Freddy Krueger was able to get his glove with his glove and his knives. You know, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. That opening credit scene is actually pretty cool.
I mean, especially when he gets all those, when he puts in all the knives in his hands, well, in the glove that he makes, just so he can make it creepy. And of course, we get the sweater too, the red and green striped sweater that he wears, and a fedora, and of course the fedora hat. But pretty, what's also pretty creepy is the fact that Tina Gray is having a nightmare of this, and this is set in what looks to be a boiler room of some sort.
I'm pretty sure you're right about that, Kodo, man.
Anyway, but speaking of which, I mean, weren't you in a boiler room of some sort?
I mean, I was in a similar boiler room, kind of like where Freddy Krueger is. I mean, hey, we both kind of shared the same similar storyline. I mean, hey, hey, he's a nightmare. I'm a nightmare as well.
I mean, technically, I'm having a nightmare as well.
Keep going with the review, Kodo, man.
Okay. Oh god. Okay, so anyway, I do like how it's Tina's nightmare, and the fact that she's literally dreaming about this, knowing that this slasher killer is literally killing teenagers in their nightmares, which is basically the point of Freddy Krueger's goal, killing his victims during the night. Tina Gray awakens from a terrifying nightmare wherein a disfigured man wearing a blade-fixed glove attacks her in a boiler room. Basically the point of the opening. As I mentioned, until then, her mother points out 4 mysterious slashes on her nightgown.
Oh, yep, I am noticing something of that.
The following morning, Tina's best friend, Nancy Thompson,
yep, that's basically the main character,
Nancy Thompson, and Nancy's boyfriend, Glenn Lance, who's actually being played by, you guessed it, Johnny Depp.
Hey, Johnny Depp's the man. Well, he would later go on to play another character who has scissors for hands. Hey, kind of similar to. Hey, he's basically a similar character to Freddy Krueger, but this time around, Edward had scissors for hands on both hands. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. But anyway, Glenn and Nancy counsel her, revealing that they each also had a nightmare the previous night.
Oh yeah, triple nightmare, am I right?
The two stay at Tina's house when Tina's mother goes out of town, where she discovers that Nancy also had a nightmare about the disfigured man.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, boy.
Tina's boyfriend, Rod Lane, interrupts their sleepover. When Tina falls asleep, she dreams of the disfigured man chasing her. And this is probably the moments where we get to see Freddy Krueger go in for the first kill, and then Freddy's like compares himself to God. Basically his glove, basically his blade fixed glove, saying, "This is God. This is God."
You bet he's being God, alright. I mean, he even stretches his hands out. I mean, do you see Freddy Krueger stretching his hands out?
Yeah, I remember that. Until then, Freddy Krueger chases her into the house, and then somehow Rod wakes up to the whole nightmare thing that Tina is getting thrown around to the room like a rag doll, and then somehow gets dragged and fatally slashed by an unseen force. Like, Rod is seeing this, but he doesn't know who's doing it. Even though we don't know who's doing it. Freddy Krueger is killing Tina. Rod flees the scene, and Nancy and Glenn woke up to find Tina bloodied and dead. Basically, we get to see the first kill of the film.
Yep, damn straight. Damn straight, Codo man.
Yeah, that's true. So then the next morning, Nancy's policeman father, Don Thompson, arrests Rod despite his pleas of innocence. So technically, Rod is falsely accused of murdering Tina. At school, Nancy falls asleep in class and dreams that the man chases her to the boiler room where she is cornered. She then deliberately burns her arm on a pipe. The burn startles her awake in class and notices a burn mark on her arm. Technically, this was a nightmare, but what is going on right now is that Nancy was also dreaming of Freddy Krueger as well, meaning the fact that she's the next victim. She's the next victim.
That's right. Freddy Krueger is coming to get Nancy.
He almost did inside the school. Even the fact that Freddy tells Nancy,
"Hey Nancy, don't run in the hallway," or where's your hall pass, Nasty?
Why would Nancy need a hall pass during a nightmare? I don't get it. Don't you think, Codo Kruger?
That's a good question. Yeah.
Okay, so moving forward, technically Nancy is struggling to sleep because of the whole Freddy Krueger situation that's going on. In fact, she visits Rod at the police station, who describes Tina's death along with his own recent nightmares about the same man stalking her in her dreams, making Nancy believe that the man killed Tina. That is definitely true. Freddy Krueger killed Tina. So then at home, we get to seeing Nancy falling asleep in the bathtub, and we get to see a pretty cool shot of Freddy Krueger using his blade fixed glove trying to kill Nancy. I will admit the shot was shot in the bathtub. I will say this, that was a pretty cool. A nice use of cinematography, but man, isn't that a creepy scene? Unfortunately, Nancy wakes up to a knock on the door and then falls asleep again, but this time almost being drowned by the man, basically being Freddy Krueger. So then Nancy then depends on caffeine to stay awake and invites Glenn to watch over her as she sleeps. In her dream, Nancy sees the man who is ready to kill Rod in his cell, but then turns his attention towards her. So technically, this is Freddy Krueger going inside Rod's cell. And you know what Freddy Krueger does, Codo Kruger?
Yeah, I know what Freddy Krueger does. He uses the bed sheets to hang Rod. That is freaking scary. That is freaking scary to you, right?
To be fair, that is pretty scary right there. Damn, that is messed up. That is a messed up scene. So then the man kills Rod, or Freddy Krueger, by wrapping bed sheets around his neck, staging it as a suicide via hanging. At Rod's funeral, Nancy's parents became so worried about her dreams. Even her mother, Marge, takes her to a sleep disorder clinic at a hospital or something, and in a dream, Nancy grabs the man's fedora with the name Fred Krueger written in it and pulls it into the real world. Now, to be fair, I don't really understand how that usually works, but for a supernatural horror film, I guess it kind of makes sense. I also like the fact of how Nancy's mother and the doctor are just basically watching like the test results to see what's gonna happen to Nancy. It's kind of like one of those like moments like where he's like, okay, so what's gonna happen during a nightmare? What reading signals are gonna look like when she's having a nightmare? Like, that's pretty. That's a little creative, but also knowing the fact that Nancy's gonna have a nightmare, knowing the fact that Freddy Krueger's gonna come get her.
Ooh yeah! Ooh yeah!
Hold on, Codo Kruger. I'm not done yet. So then the house gets barricaded. Marge explains that Kruger was an insane child murderer who killed 20 children but was released on a technicality, and then burned alive by the victims' parents living on their street seeking vigilante justice. Nancy realizes that Kruger, now a vengeful ghost, is killing her and her friends out of revenge, and to like literally go on a killing spree as a psychopath. I mean, holy crap. Yeah, so basically Freddy Krueger, basically Freddy Krueger was,
Yep, a real live man.
now he's a ghost haunting people's dreams for nightmares. Jeez, isn't that something that, wow, so basically, is he basically doing like a multiverse or something? Kind of like like a nightmare character from Doctor Strange or something?
I don't know about Doctor Strange, but to be fair, a nightmare like this can be like a multiverse.
I don't know about that, Codo Kruger.
You better. Oh, you don't know? Oh, I'm about this close to taking that microphone away from you and shove it pretty hard.
Oh, hey, take it easy, Codo Kruger. I mean, what are you gonna do?
Well, you better finish your review. Breaking down that film for your review.
All right. Oh gosh. Okay. Oh god. Okay. So anyway, Nancy tried to get a hold of Glenn to warn him, but somehow, Glenn's father literally pulls the plug of the phone. Or actually, not really, but literally takes the phone for Glenn. No, not Glenn. But actually, Glenn's mother answered the phone. But Glenn's father took the phone and tells her to like, oh, he'll see you tomorrow. So then Glenn falls asleep and somehow gets killed by, you guessed it, Freddy Krueger. And the bed turns and Glenn gets sucked into his own bed by Freddy Krueger and turns it into what is actually supposed to be a blowhole bed or something, because the bed spews out blood, kind of like, you know how like in a whale, the whale's got like a little nose on top of his head. I think it's called a spout or a water spout or something. I don't really remember some sort. But yeah, that's kind of like the point. A blowhole, part of the blow. I think that's how it is. So basically, the bed turns into a blowhole that spews out blood all over the room. Even Glenn's mom is horrified and scared. Even the music really adds to the tension. By the way, it's electronic music, and I think it's actually pretty cool. And it's actually a good use too, especially how they use the electronic music in the opening.
Hell yeah! That electronic music rocks!
So anyway, the police arrive to find that Krueger has escaped from the bait. Well, actually, no. Let me back up.
Oh, you're skipping a few lines there, Codo man. I'm about this close to scratching you.
Okay. So now Glenn is dead. Now alone, Nancy puts Marsh to sleep and asks Don, who is across the street investigating Glenn's death, to break into the house in 20 minutes. Nancy rigs booby traps around the house and grabs Krueger out of the dream and into the real world. And this is actually pretty creative. Like, now we got Freddy Krueger in the real world, and now they're both fighting each other. Like, Freddy Krueger is ready to kill Nancy, but Nancy stops him with all the booby traps. What is this, a precursor of Home Alone or something? So anyway, the booby traps affect Krueger enough that Nancy can light him on fire and lock him in the basement. I mean that does foreshadow the fact that Freddy Krueger was burnt alive, according to Nancy's mother. Nancy rushes out the door for help. So then the police arrive to find that Krueger has escaped from the basement. Nancy and Don go upstairs to find a burning Krueger smothering Marge in her bedroom. Oh boy. Is Freddy Krueger going after her mom now?
Actually, you'll find, but to be fair, yeah, you probably might have seen the ending of it.
Yeah, that is definitely true. Yeah, that's definitely true. After Don extinguishes the fire, Kruger and Marge vanish into the bed. When Don leaves the room, Kruger rises from the bed behind Nancy in a, well, it actually looks, and this is actually inside the covers, like a ghost-like form. Realizing that Kruger is powered by his victim's fear, she calmly turns her back to him, and then Kruger evaporates when he attempts to lunge at her, and in a pretty cool special effects like form, like a sparkly special effects. Huh. I mean, the 80s was a different time. I mean, technology was starting to advance. Am I right?
Hell yeah, Codo Man.
So anyway, Nancy steps outside into a bright and foggy morning where all her friends and her mother are still alive. Nancy gets into Glenn's convertible, so basically Glenn, Tina, and Rod are alive. So yeah, they're alive. But wait a minute, something else happened. There was a green and red striped top suddenly comes down and locks him in as the car drives uncontrollably down the street. And somehow, I'm pretty sure this is a nightmare. I believe this is a nightmare. I believe, but I don't really know. But I'm pretty sure it's gonna foreshadow the next film. So basically the fact that there are three girls in white dresses playing jump rope are heard chanting Kruger's nursing rhyme as Marge is grabbed by Kruger through the front door window. And to be fair, if you look closely, if you take a nice little pause, you probably notice that I'm pretty sure it's a mechanical doll or a prototype doll of Nancy's mother. I'm pretty sure, like as a special effect. Something was off. Something was off. I'm pretty sure there was a plush doll or one of those testing dolls that was used in the scene that made it look like Nancy's mom.
I mean, something like that. I don't know what went down behind that, but anyway, that's how the ending worked. And yeah, you get the classic 1, 2, Freddy's coming for ya.
That's true. Yeah, we get that classic Freddy Krueger chant, or nursing rhyme, I should say. And then the film ends right there. And I will say this: is that for a film like this, it's actually pretty good. Nightmare on Elm Street is actually a very good film. Sure, yeah, we get sequels later, even though some of them didn't live up to the hype. I mean, the third one kind of did, and I guess you can argue that the fourth one did so as well. But other times, I mean, you could debate about that. But other than that, A Nightmare on Elm Street, I find it as a pretty good horror film classic that came out in 1984. I mean, Robert Englund playing the title character of, well, not Robert Englund playing the character Freddy Krueger was a very good choice. I mean, hey, he continues to do that in other Nightmare on Elm Street films. Well, except for the remake that Michael Bay produced and starring Jackie Earle Haley. But hey, hey, Nightmare on Elm Street is a pretty good film.
You think it's a pretty good film, huh?
Yeah, wait. What are you trying to say? Wait a minute. Are you saying there's more to it, or... Oh, no. Oh, no. You just scratched me. No. You just cut me, Codo Kruger.
Well done, Codo Man. I guess you're about to meet your end. You've already done your movie review, but now it's time for me to take over Codo Cinema for the rest of the days. Any last words, Codo Man?
Oh gosh. Wait a minute. This is my nightmare. So technically, I could definitely be something, right?
What are you trying to say? Are you something else?
Well, yeah. As a matter of fact, I am.
Whoa! What the hell is...
Well, this getup I got, I am Codo Strange, the Sorcerer Supreme of cinema films. But for a multiverse like this, there are possibilities.
Say goodnight, Codo Man. Any last words?
Thank you all for tuning into Codo Cinema. I'm your host, Mark Codo, aka Codo Man. Remember to watch movies and stay positive, and good night. Until next week. Oh, man. That was a crazy dream. Oh, wait a minute. Why am I wearing something that... Why am I wearing Doctor Strange's uniform or something? I mean, wait a minute. What's going on? What's going on? What's happening? I know what's happening. Kodoban. Doctor Strange? This... What are you doing? What are you doing here? Well, while you were in your nightmare fighting off Kodo Kruger, somehow the multiverse has been opened. Oh no. So, there's gonna be another film review. Yes, Codo Strange. Our film from our sequel that just came out for the multiverse.